welcome to
Off Wire. What's going on?
Crazy, bro. It's November. The year, we're like 2 months away, and this year is going to end.
Finally.
The world's going to end on Tuesday if you listen to the pundits on both sides.
Oh, I know. We're all doomed.
We're all doomed. Democracy! Oh my God, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Democracy's at peril. You know, if we don't choose the way both sides want us to vote.
No.
Oh my God. You know what's funny? It's funny. If you go read the shit they would call Abraham Lincoln, right? Like you actually go to the newspaper and see the shit it hasn't changed in 150 fucking years. It's always the end of democracy.
I know, it's always the end of the world. My God, when is the world not ending?
Everything's
Everything's a Marvel movie now.
Oh my God. It's election endgame. Alrighty, guys. So I hope y'all had a good week. It's been a weird one. Even though it's a Starbucks cup, I'm letting y'all know this is a rum and Coke. Bacardi and Coke, to be specific.
This may look like a water bottle, which it is.
It is.
And it's just full of water.
It's just full of water.
Wow.
So how the hell have you been this week, Cameron?
Well, you know, I've been trying to build a bunker underground to prepare for the end of the world. You know, it's been an interesting week, you know, but also not interesting in a lot of ways. I'm sure everyone in the audience can understand that feeling. You know, might have some big news soon, might not. I'm not gonna jinx it just yet, but when I do have some really incredible news for you guys,
we'll still jinx it.
Okay.
Woo! Wow.
Well, I guess why not? Fuck it. I might as well just jinx my news.
I haven't heard of this either yet. What's going on?
Okay, well, so
you're identifying as a unicorn?
Okay, so I have other news as well. No, I wrote a pilot to a TV show called Rising, and you know, it's been kind of getting looked at by a few different companies over the last 9 months, basically, and we should know in the next 3 weeks or so if there's a certain company that is looking at it at the moment that I cannot disclose, but they are sort of interested in it, but we're going to know, we'll know soon enough.
Is it a streaming company?
I believe they do have a streaming service.
Got it. All right,
So-
we won't spoil it. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. What a crazy week it's been.
Yeah.
You know, I know that we've been kind of going back and forth with the whole UFO topic.
Yeah.
All right, I've been fucking living on UFO and aliens. It might have to do with some of the probing. Okay.
Probably.
Probing of news that I do on the internet, you sick bastard.
That's exactly what I was
You
thinking.
sick bastard. So on October 31st,
Great day.
Yes. Basically on Halloween, the powers of that are handling this UFO report, they were supposed to give it to Congress. They didn't.
Interesting.
Well, they might have. They're not necessarily telling us if they did or they didn't. They were supposed to handle a classified report about UFOs, and then we were supposed to get the peasants of the world,
The little people.
the peasants, the people that don't have a blue check on their Twitter account, but that might change soon.
For now.
Okay,
Everyone is. Have you seen that meme of that Tom? What was that Tom Hanks movie?
Yeah,
where he's like, no, we are all celebrities.
we're all
now."
celebrities now. I'll pay the $8. I don't care.
That's hilarious.
I don't give a shit.
I can't wait.
You know, I pay $8 for venti, whatever the fuck they're selling me at Starbucks about every other day. So it don't matter. So it's interesting. But they were supposed to. So
$8 to be a celebrity.
$8 to be a celebrity. I don't even have to do the casting couch.
Crazy.
I don't even have to do the casting couch. That
I've
is
done
so
the casting
crazy.
couch 3 times and I'm still not a celebrity.
Still not a celebrity.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Wow. So, but they were supposed to release this report to the public, to us unverified people. Okay,
For now.
Okay, and
Shut up. No, pay me $8.
I'll pay the $8. I don't care. So you're telling me for $8, I'm just as good as Patton Oswalt?
You can be just as good as Patton Oswalt for free.
Shit!
It sure the hell doesn't cost $8 to be as
All right.
free as
Okay.
that
So
guy.
so back to the UFOs. Back to the anal probing. So they were supposed to release this report to the public. They haven't. But the New York Times is reporting, and you know how reliable the New York Times has been, right?
Very reliable.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you just said. But they're saying that I guess they got a glimpse of the report of the unclassified one, and according to whoever's handling the report, the Pentagon or whoever the fuck it is, they're saying that there's been 400 like new reports of like UAPs, right? And evidently of the it's interesting how the New York Times wrote it. They're saying of the 400, 500 have been explained as it's not a big deal. It was probably like aerial garbage. I still don't know what aerial garbage means. Okay. Yeah.
They might be talking about Spirit Airlines.
Frontier. Spirit Airline and Frontier. Garbage.
Don't
aerial
worry.
Garbage.
Don't worry, everybody. It's just
Frontier and Air and fucking Spirit
Airlines. It's just a plane.
Does JetBlue still exist?
Yeah, of course.
Or did they were they purchased by Jet? I have no idea.
No. All the airlines exist still. None of them are going to close down. They all get bailed out. Don't worry.
Yes, correct. Exactly. So that supposedly it's aerial garbage, or Chinese drones. Okay, that at least half of them. But at least half of them. Interesting thing on this report at New York Times. They dismiss the fact that they still can't figure out what the other half is. And my biggest question is, on that footage that was released back in 2017, right? The USS Nimitz footage and all that stuff, and the gimbal footage and all that shit. This shit was a trash bag. A fucking balloon doesn't move fucking 800 miles in a matter of a couple seconds, right?
This is true. I can verify this.
You can verify this? Okay. So it's interesting, but yeah, so long story short, in regards to the UFOs, aliens, and anal probing, there hasn't been a report released yet. Don't be surprised if by the time we upload this video, or by the next day or two after that maybe they'll have something out officially. What's crazy, I've been going on UFO Twitter. It's Twitter, but with just aliens and anal probing, right? You could actually, if you follow hashtag UFO Twitter on Twitter, holy shit, there's so much. It's like a whole little it's like a Reddit page or something, pretty much. There's so much UFO shit. Now, half of it's probably bullshit.
Yeah.
But supposedly a Brazilian, this is what we're going to segue into what we saw the other day.
Go ahead.
Supposedly, Brazilian jets, just in the last few days, have been chasing or following or trying to. There's like a bunch of reports of UFOs in Brazil. Supposedly, one crashed. Now, I haven't been able to follow up on that if this is true or not, right? Like, but like if there's any reliable sources, like if a jet fighter plane in Brazil did crash or not. But supposedly, according to UFO Twitter, and UFO Twitter never lies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, completely verified. Never lies.
It never lies. But now, with that said, we did watch, Cam and I, a few days ago, we did watch a pay-per-view movie called The Moment of Contact.
And it was a documentary about aliens. It was not a different type of first contact pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like an adult pay-per-view.
No.
It wasn't
well,
an adult...
there was adults in it, but it wasn't what you're thinking.
Correct. So this was by a guy named James Fox. The director's James Fox. He also did another movie that it's on the... I have to watch it because Lou Elizondo, the guy who worked for the U.S. government, he swears up and down that the other movie that James Fox had released in the last... I don't know if it was a couple years ago. I apologize, James Fox. I haven't seen it yet. Okay. but we definitely want to. Evidently, there was a Lou Elizondo said that this is, even though he cannot say what is real, he will just say that it's real. Remember, this is a guy who worked for the government and was working on the UFO program for the Pentagon or whatever it is. But going back to this moment of contact, it's town called, basically it translates to Virginia. All right, I can't pronounce it with the cool Brazilian accent, like Varginha, Varginha. It almost sounds like vagina. Okay. But I'll just call it Virginia. All right. Basically, there's a town in Brazil that sounds a whole lot like vagina, but I think it means Virginia. Okay.
Close.
Yeah. And it's an interesting. There's a lot of newspaper articles. There's a lot of people who saw this. You saw the documentary.
I did.
What did you think?
I thought it was really interesting.
In all seriousness, what did you think?
So I thought it was really interesting. No, I mean they had a pretty good amount of evidence that well, actually they didn't have a ton of evidence. They just had a bunch
testimony.
A bunch of testimony. I don't know. I mean, there was some of the people's testimony was really believable. That guy that took them out on the hill when he was like, he kept repeating himself.
Oh yeah, when he dropped on his knees and shit.
When he started crying, I believed him a lot more. But like before that, I just thought he was overacting. Although, it wouldn't shock me at all, to be honest with you, if all of the accounts in that documentary were all the eyewitnesses, as well as the military personnel that they talked to.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if there was absolutely an event that happened there with a government cover-up and everything. The really believable part is that the U.S. showed up there, like they sent people down there, and just took it.
Yeah,
what I found permission. That sounded very United States style.
Yeah. So I guess this will be kind of our review of Moment of Contact. Okay.
Sure.
So what I saw, first of all, I felt based on the footage, like the news footage of when they were interviewing the two Brazilian young girls. They were like 15 and 16, and the 20-something-year-old.
Yeah.
Right. Where they were interviewing, when you look at these girls on camera, they had a look of total dread. Yeah. Right. These are the girls who say that they believe. Well, they claim that they saw an alien, like literally hiding, because basically a UFO crashed in this town called Varginha. Okay, Varginha. Yeah. All right, and there was a witness who saw it crash. After that, the town that's close to Varginha, or maybe the town of Varginha. The next thing you know, within the day, there was like military convoys, and it basically starts off with saying that the U.S. NORAD, right, which is the North American, air defense system, right?
Yeah.
They contacted Brazil, basically saying that they were spotting UFOs, things that they couldn't identify on radar. And once they saw that, the Brazilian military and the Air Force pretty much jumped on the ball and started tracking this. And somehow, for some reason, this UFO crashed. And there's tons, and this is what's interesting, and this is what kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Phoenix Lights, right? Yeah. Where tons of people saw it. It wasn't one dude or one girl.
It seemed like half the damn city was like on the same page.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing that was really like, or for me, added credibility to their stories, was just because like it seemed like the whole damn city saw the same thing. And I mean, I'm sure that like, you could, if you're going to be really, speculative, you would just say, okay, well, they all just basically agreed on the story. But there were so many people that you would literally have to assume that thousands of people got together and agreed on the same story.
Yeah, which reminds me exactly of the Phoenix Lights, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that the first person who actually reported the Phoenix Lights, and I might have mentioned this to you a couple weeks ago. The first person who actually called like the air traffic control in Phoenix was Kurt Russell. No shit. Snake Plissken himself, Jack Burton, was flying his pork chop express.
No, he was getting Vietnam flashbacks to the thing.
No, and no. This is true story. Because I just watched an interview of his, like an older interview, like from a few years ago.
Yeah.
That he didn't realize, like it was like a few years later, where he was like, "Oh shit, that was me." Where he reports that he was flying his son to Phoenix, and while he was flying his son, he's the one that spotted this triangular shape, and he called it in to the air traffic controllers, right? Because the news reports afterwards say that there was like a civilian. Well, we didn't realize until years later that it was actually Kurt Russell, which is kind of interesting.
This lends credibility to my idea that Kurt Russell is more of an American treasure than most people recognize.
Yes, more than even Nicolas Cage.
Oh, come on, easily.
Yeah, more than Nicolas Cage.
I know that, like, people at, like, parties, while they're drinking, they'll be like, oh, come on, Nicolas Cage, like, give me a break. He's way cooler than Kurt Russell. No. Next question.
But here's the thing, though. They both have amazing like, I'm going to say one line of Nicolas Cage from one of his best movies of all time, okay? And then you're going to give me a Kurt Russell line. Okay? But you can't think about it. I'm going to start first. Ready?
Oh, God. I'm not ready for this.
Put the bunny back in the box.
I knew this was going to be the exact line.
Dude, it's
you were going to say.
Come on.
Your next child's.
No, so seriously, so it's interesting. So going back to this, the same way there's tons of fucking evidence, or let me rephrase this, eyewitnesses in regards to the Phoenix lights, right? I think that happened, like, was it 97? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's late 90s. I don't remember the exact
or 89.
Year. I'm
I can't remember.
I'm an awful UFO expert.
Yeah, I don't pretend to be a UFO expert, but I do deal with a lot of aliens, illegal ones mainly, but okay. But yeah, so seriously, so these folks in Brazil. So listen, you guys, I would suggest if you guys can. Unfortunately, it's $20. I was hoping it was going to be like on Prime for free or something, but it is available. The good thing is I follow James Fox now on Twitter, the director, right, and I also follow his translator on Instagram. Smoking hot, smoking hot stupid. Translator,
just
stupid hot. Okay,
just stupid,
amazing. Okay, but I followed James Fox, and I guess it's like one of the top selling pay-per-view movies. Good for him.
Yeah,
because he put a lot of good effort to it. Again, this is not something we normally talk about. We talk about Black Panther and fucking Superman and shit here, right? But this one here, it was really interesting. If you guys get a chance, you should watch it. You know what? Go in there with an open mind. And now, you're not going to have like that cool scene in Signs, right? Where fucking Joaquin Phoenix is like, andale, 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 right? Remember the fucking Brazilian birthday scene in Signs? We don't get that scene, right? Unfortunately.
Close, though. Remember the drawings of it in the bushes? The funny thing is that when I was watching the documentary and they had these illustrations of what like a bunch of people saw, and one of them was like this alien hiding in the bushes, and he immediately was talking about the Signs scene, but to me it really looked like Steve-O on like a bender, with the red eyes. I was like, oh man, Steve-O's not doing great these days. But yeah, no, that's another thing that's super interesting. Like, so somebody on the opposite side of town is the people who drew the picture of it in the bushes. On the other side of town, drew a picture of its footprint. Right? She was a really bad artist, but like that's okay because she was kind of put on the spot. But she drew the
weird three thing. Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that the picture on the other side of town that they drew of the whole creature in the bushes, its feet were that exact same style of like 3-toe or 4-toe foot.
Yeah.
And it was like that's what I meant earlier by what I was saying. Is it was just crazy how like everyone was on the same page about what this particular creature looked like. And how short of a time it was on the ground.
Yeah, and again, and I don't want to spoil a whole lot because I think it's worth watching. But they do talk about the smell of sulfur and ammonia and a bunch of cool stuff. And the one interesting thing is, and this one kind of gave it more credibility, supposedly the person who captured because basically the report says that there was an army, there was basically a soldier who actually wrestled and captured, right, the alien, right, and evidently it was all oily and sticky and all this other shit, right?
Been there, mate. Been there.
You got to be careful who you wrestle.
Whenever you're in Brazil.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, absolutely. But what's interesting, that guy died. That soldier died a few months later. And I can't remember exactly what they explained what he died of, okay? I'm sure it was a cover-up as well. But if you guys can, go watch Moment of Contact. This week I'm actually going to watch Phenomenon, which is not the John Travolta, Forrest Whitaker phenomenon that made me cry like a baby years ago, but another movie called, an alien documentary by the same director, James Fox, called Phenomenon, because Luis Elizondo is telling me to watch it. I'm going to fucking watch that movie.
Okay.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight after we're done with this podcast.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about this
again. And then maybe we probe each other's minds about what we just saw.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So moving on from aliens. What else is exciting? What's happening this Tuesday? Oh, did we already talk about what's happening this Tuesday?
I don't know.
The end of democracy.
Oh, yeah. That's making me want to go crawl into a bush butt naked with 4 toes and just hide.
But with this is a perfect segue, because I'm using this as a perfect segue.
Is it?
It is, because voting. First of all, guys, really, in all reality,
to vote,
that's where I was headed. But in all reality, folks, I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're part of. Do go vote, because if you don't vote, you don't have the right to bitch. So I vote. So I bitch all the time. I just don't do it in public, okay? Well, I kind of do, but at least not on YouTube. Alrighty, but perfect segue. Vote for Harvey Dent.
Yes, remember, I believe in Harvey Dent.
I believe in Harvey Dent.
Yes.
Yes, I believe in Harvey Dent.
The bravest of Gotham City's district attorneys.
Yes. So talk to me about this piece, Cameron.
Well, so this was my last sculpture. I sculpted this Two-Face head, and of course did a custom suit for you with the burnt side and a normal side. And the shirt as well is a little bit burnt, but mostly dyed to make it look like it was like stained with diesel fuel before it kind of got lit up a little bit. But yeah, the head sculpt is entirely me. It's not supposed to look like Aaron Eckhart. I was going for more of a comic book look, but you know, he's a huge fan of The Dark Knight, as am I, so I decided to go ahead and sculpt finish this head to look like Aaron from The Dark Knight.
Now, some of the red splatter on that, by any chance, is that any of Rachel Dawes' body?
No. How could that possibly be?
But that might be a nice touch.
It doesn't make sense, but
she blew up.
Yeah, but they weren't in the same building.
But it blew up. Artistic license, bro.
Sure. Sure. Well, the coin probably has some of Rachel on it.
Yeah.
You know, because she had it like in her pocket when
she died. When she fucking blew up. Yeah.
What an incredible sequence during The Dark Knight when that happened. It's so crazy. So sometimes, like, I like to watch like movie reactions, like reaction channels on YouTube where they watch the movie in real time and react to it as they watch. And
what kind of movies though?
You know, like The Dark Knight.
Oh, not like pornos, because that'd be kind of weird.
No, I don't think that there's any reaction channels for those, just because they wouldn't like they wouldn't be able to show everything that you're gonna want to do while you watch that. So, no, of course not, you fucking weirdo. Just normal movies.
We're gonna start a new trend.
Yeah.
We might get more fucking followers then.
I don't know about followers. Definitely views.
I'm not saying you know what? Let's go back to Harvey Dent.
So anyways, guys, just fucking forget this guy for 2 seconds. Yeah, so I watch some of those reaction channels sometimes, and the Dark Knight is one of my favorites to watch in reactions. But that scene especially is always so good to see people who live under a rock who've never seen that movie somehow, to see them react to how Rachel dies. And spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen the movie, I don't know why you're even on a channel like this, but if you are, Rachel dies.
Now I'll tell you why I didn't care that Rachel died.
You know,
Because
let's just
I
skip over
prefer
this anyways.
Katie Holmes over Maggie Gyllenhaal, and I still don't understand why they had to fucking recast and fucking put. I think it was
he means the other way around, guys.
No, Katie Holmes was a better fucking Rachel Dawes. She was like the more innocent, cuter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that you preferred preferred Maggie Gyllenhaal over Katie Holmes, and that's why you were
that's a
glad that
negative,
she
Ghost
died.
Rider.
Yeah,
Nope.
I'm in full agreement with you there.
Are we blaming? Are we
it's
blaming
nothing-
Are we blaming the Church of Scientology on that one?
No, I thought that whole thing was because of scheduling issues, and then
Was
her,
it?
like, yeah, she was like, I think like doing drugs or something. Like,
No. She's pretty clean. Actually, Katie Holmes is pretty clean.
all I know is it was somehow related to the drama of that revolves around Tom Cruise's existence and scheduling issues. And what could possibly be more important than filming The Dark Knight? I have no idea. Is what I'm trying to say.
I think
that's mind blowing.
I think Katie Holmes showed her Rachel Dawes showed like a vulnerability that I did not see in Maggie Gyllenhaal. I think if we pick out the weakest part of The Dark Knight, is totally Maggie.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
I actually think that Maggie was like, I think Maggie Gyllenhaal playing that character was the better actress, but I think that the prior actress, Katie Holmes, I think that I liked her more as Rachel. I thought there was more chemistry between her and Bruce, Christian Bale. But yeah, I think Maggie Gyllenhaal was definitely the better actor out of the two, because Rachel in the first movie was just kind of like sort of bitchy, you know, like she just kind of like Bruce.
Well, she was pissed. Fucking Bruce had fucking taken off, man.
Well, that's fine, but I mean, if she's just pissed throughout like the entire movie, then it's, I mean,
well, you know, my thing is all of a sudden
blame it on Christopher Nolan if you want, you know, for the writing, but she was kind of just one note the whole movie. But like I said, I prefer her Rachel because I think that there was more chemistry between the actors, but Maggie Gyllenhaal, in my opinion, is definitely the better is a more talented actress just by what she gave us in that movie. But I definitely wish that, you know, Katie Holmes was still in
I would have
that.
preferred Katie Holmes.
For sure.
I would have preferred Katie Holmes.
Mostly because, like, and I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. The most unbelievable part of that movie for me is when Heath Ledger is walking up to Rachel at the party, and he's like, what does he say? He says, "Oh, and you are beautiful." And it's like, come on, bro. Like, I know you're crazy, but come on.
Yeah, she's not very and again, we're not talking about women's looks and stuff.
Of course
whatever,
not.
but,
I would never talk about women's
to
looks.
be
the guy that can't go 5 minutes without saying vagina, and it's bad that I'm talking.
I said Virginia or Varginha, Virginia. All I'm saying is, you know, to be fair though, and if Maggie's watching this, and I really doubt she is, because she isn't, right? I wouldn't kick her out of bed, right?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't kick her out. I wouldn't kick out Katie Holmes out of bed either.
Definitely not.
But here's the thing, you know, this kind of reminds me, you know, when I was
comment.
This is when I was a kid and I was stupid and I would say stupid things like,
Nice to see some things never change.
and I would say, "Ooh, I like I would do, again. This is very improper, and that wasn't a cool thing to say, but I would say, "Ooh, I'd do her." Right, and then my little sister would look at me, she would look at me, and she would say, "Yeah, but would she do you?" And the answer was no.
Nope.
Yeah,
No,
so there you go.
not, unfortunately.
Alrighty. So, by the way, very cool piece. I really like
Yeah.
that piece. I do like that mask, and I know we have the other version back there as well.
Yeah, we have a more comic book accurate.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's more like the animated series. The
Yeah,
90s
definitely the animated series.
Yeah, the animated series version of this same sculpt.
Yeah, but yeah, it looks
cool
good.
mask. I enjoyed making it. You know, I thought it was going to be super popular. It wasn't. So like, there's only like 4 out there.
Yeah,
including this one.
yeah. So these are 100% custom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100% custom.
Ground up sculpt.
Yep. Very nice piece. Very nice piece.
Yep. I am beginning a new sculpt pretty soon. I'm going to be doing another Michael Myers mask, and then I'm going to be working on the Crooked Man from The Conjuring 2. which I think I'm like the only artist other than the people who made it themselves, like from the studio. That.
So what does that tell you? That there's no interest. I'm just kidding.
Well, no, that's actually a stupid joke, and I'll tell you why. Because when NECA finally when they finally released their Crooked Man toy, the 7-inch toy, it was one of their most popular toys they've ever released. So there is interest out there. So fuck you, Rob. So anyways, I can't deal with negative energy like this guy sometimes. It just throws me off my whole game.
Speaking of game, ladies, for the one woman who's watching this, he is single.
Your fucking segues are incredible.
And he is a catch.
They're unmatched. Yeah, if you're looking for a bunch of credit card debt, a busted ass car, and but I got solid dad jokes.
Solid dad jokes.
Not a father either.
You're pretty good. Well, that we're aware of.
That I'm aware of.
Okay.
I will date you for a place to live. What's that called? A hobosexual?
Homosexual.
I will gladly date you to have a place to live.
Yeah.
Catch of the year, ladies. But hey, he's got a good personality.
And great dad jokes.
Great dad jokes. What do you get when you mix a penis and a potato?
A dictator?
Yep. Guess my dad jokes aren't that good.
Well, it's because I'm Cuban. I would know that. Get it? Dictator?
Oh, yeah.
Fidel Cat? Never mind. Alrighty. So, well, very nice piece. Very nice piece. And I also see that we have a couple other Michael Myers masks back there.
We do have a couple other Michael Myers masks back there, but you can't freaking see them. Actually, you can just a little bit, but not enough, though. Well, it's a Cemetery Gates Warlock finished as an H2 mask, and then there's also a NAG PS78 finished as an H1 Michael Myers mask. Those are my Grail Michael Myers masks. So for any Michael Myers nerds who autistically care about details on their Michael Myers masks, you're probably geeking out to those. I might grab them here in a second just to show them off, but if you're not really that much of a horror nerd, you're probably like, I don't give a shit. And I wouldn't blame you, honestly.
Especially after Halloween ends. But
yeah,
that's beating a dead horse, literally, because we've been shitting.
That fucking horse deserves to be beaten on a little bit. That movie sucked.
And that movie deserves to get beat like a redheaded stepchild.
That reminds me. I've been seeing a bunch of these video essays on YouTube of people trying to explain why Halloween Ends didn't suck. Just stop, please.
Is it David Gordon Green fucking putting out those essays?
It honestly could be. They're just stands for the David Gordon Green series. Just stop, please.
Those are probably the same people
You're embarrassing yourselves.
Those are probably the same people who are also rooting for Amber Heard.
I would believe that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Fuck that.
I had to throw my mandatory Amber Heard joke there.
Yeah, that's fine. We can take jabs at her. She only took a shit in Johnny Depp's bed.
Yes. By the way, I would definitely kick her out of bed. She scares me.
Hell yeah. There's enough red flags there to, get the message across pretty quickly. I don't know what I was going to say there, guys. I'm just saying that I don't like Amber Heard.
Amber Turd
any more than the next guy.
Yeah.
Don't care for her.
Yep. So what else is going on this week?
I already shared all my news, to be honest with you. You're honestly supposed to fill in these gaps. Rob, you're supposed to be sharper than this.
No, I'm just throwing it at you. So I'm gonna go watch Wakanda Forever again tomorrow.
Oh my god! I completely forgot to bring this up. Shut up! Stop talking about that. Who cares? We are going to be taking a road trip.
Oh yes!
Very soon, we are going to be taking a road trip to the one and only place that any UFO nerd really wants to go, and that is Area 51. I've never been before. He's been before, but I'm going to go with him.
Yeah. So
And
see how we circle back.
It's one.
You know, this reminds me of Jen Psaki, who would always kind of circle back. Remember when she didn't have an answer?
We'll circle back to you.
We'll circle back to you. We'll circle back to you.
She's
okay.
the circle back girl.
Yeah, circle back. It's not the hollow back girl. She was a circle back girl.
All
right.
Yes.
See how I threw a no doubt reference?
She's a circle back gorilla.
Okay, so I threw a no doubt reference there for my girl Gwen.
Perfect.
Looking great at 53, by the way. Blake Shelton, good for you, bro. Alrighty, so going back to this, we are doing a road trip to Area 51, and I'm thinking that this is going to be, we're going to do 2 road trips in 2023.
Oh, wow.
We're going to do...
This is news to me, guys.
It is news to him. Well, we're going to do Area 51. We're going to go to the back gates of Area 51, and I've done this before, but I didn't do it with him, and when I got there, I literally jumped out of my Jeep and took some pictures and got the fuck out.
We have never gone to the back gates of anything together.
No, the back gates. This is like this is going to be like Frodo and Sam going to the back gates of Mordor. Okay?
I don't think that's how it's pronounced, but yes.
Mordor.
It'll be a lot like that.
I like pronouncing it Mordor because in the Rings of Power, they were like really rolling the R. Okay, Mordor. Because I think they're trying to be, they're trying to check off all the, like...
Ooh, don't care for the Rings of Power reference.
But that was a good one. But with that said...
Cut that out.
Okay,
yeah, make sure
we're going to edit this out. We're not going to edit this out.
Edit all the parts that make me look stupid.
So basically, I'm Frodo and he's Sam. Okay.
Yes.
And we're going to the back gates of Area 51, a la the back gates of Mordor. You prefer that one better?
I prefer it all. I liked everything up until this point.
Okay. Now, what I'm thinking, though, is that we should sit down there. We should pull out some lawn chairs.
I always pull out.
We should pull out some lawn chairs, okay? And we should sit down at the gates of Area 51.
Yes.
And we're going to review Signs. We're going to review Independence Day.
Oh, one of the greatest movies of all time. That's
okay.
when Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum saved the world.
Close Encounters of the Third
Also
Kind.
A great movie.
Okay.
I never wanted to play with mashed potatoes more after seeing that movie.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So we might get arrested. We might get shot.
I hope both, honestly.
Or we might get probed if we're lucky. But we're going to go to the gates of Area 51 and we're going to review...
You love probing.
What? Talk about probing like our minds intellectually.
You love it. He loves it. It's so good.
All right.
I love the consistency.
All right. So see, we're circling back to aliens. Okay.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to circle back to aliens on that one.
We're gonna have to circle back. I don't have an answer.
I'm not sure right now, but I can circle back.
I think Steve Ducey stumped me, so I'm gonna circle back. Okay.
Ooh, the Deuce Meister. Let me circle back. Talk to you next week. Peter Deuce. Gonna circle back on you, my friend. I wonder if she ever DM'd him after.
You piece of shit.
No, just like, hey, you want to get a drink sometime?
I wonder if they were friends. Like, they have to play hardball.
Of course, they're friends. Peter Ducey's probably been over freaking at her house. They watched
I guarantee you the two who are not friends is the new girl. Pierre, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Giancarlo or whatever.
Yeah, the Haitian girl. I don't think she's friends with the Deuce Meister. Okay.
Yeah, no, well, he goes down on.
No.
He goes in on her.
No.
Pretty hard.
No.
Yes.
He asks the right questions.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase this. I don't know if it's the right question. He asks questions that piss her off.
Well,
let's stay neutral here.
What question doesn't make her mad?
Exactly. What time is it?
I gotta say, what time is it? Well, the time was at top of mind. He knew what time it was. He just didn't want to tell anybody, and he knew that the time was at the top of his mind. Whatever the hell that means.
Yeah, crazy. No, but seriously, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Area 51, and our hope is that we're gonna review.
Abducted.
We're gonna get abducted, and hopefully.
By aliens, hopefully.
Yeah, we might get abducted by some coyotes, like Mexican coyote. No, because we're far from the border there.
Yeah, no, we'd be pretty far from the border there. I was more thinking like radioactive hill people with
the hills have eyes.
Yeah, with like homosexual tendencies and.
That's not a bad thing. It's 2022.
I didn't say it was.
Okay,
I was just
making
saying
sure.
But
if I do hear dueling banjos, okay, that might scare me. A la Deliverance.
Well,
I'm not playing Burt Reynolds' character. I'm just letting you know that right now.
You're not supposed to immediately tell people what the reference comes from.
Well, I'm just saying that like the two people that watch this show. Okay, no. So seriously, tell me what you guys think. Should we or should we not review movies at the back gate of Area 51? I think that's brilliant.
Of course we should.
And
that's a great idea that I can tell you completely made up right here.
Right now.
Yeah. You told everybody, oh, we have these 2 road trips coming up.
No, but the second road trip is, and I've been there twice already.
Okay.
We gonna go to Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do Roswell, New Mexico. And there we'll probably do a couple more alien movie reviews. I think that'd be kind of a cool thing to do.
Yep.
Okay. But definitely I am aiming that we're going to be going to Area 51. And when do you leave to Kansas?
So I go on the 18th of this month as well as I think the 19th of next month.
Okay. All right. So the interesting thing is my wife has headed to Singapore in December. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think that while she's gone, it's time.
While the cats are away.
Well, while the cat's away, Robert's going to get arrested by the fucking federal government because
the Department of Homeland.
No, this is fucking Air Force.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. No, it's funny, guys. If you guys have never seen these pictures, and I've been there once. Beginning of the pandemic, we said, fuck it, we're going to go to Area 51 for shits and giggles.
Yeah, they went without me. They didn't even bring it up.
Yeah, it was interesting.
These fucking guys.
But there's literally signs that say, use of deadly force authorized.
Yeah.
Okay?
Now, how much of that is cap? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. But I'm trying to go find out.
Yeah, but we're definitely going to go to Area 50, to the back gates of Area 51. We're going to sit there. We're going to review some movies, okay? And we're going to put it online for you. Tell me what you think. Now, what movie should we review? Should we review E.T., Independence Day, Aliens, Close Encounter? Tell us what you think. Right now, I'm aiming for Signs, ID4, and what's the other one I said? Close Encounters.
Close Encounters. That one's just a given. Close Encounters
and ID4 because
ID4 as well.
And then Signs. Fuck.
Yeah, all 3.
Yeah. And who's gonna? And I think that what we might do is I might take my ET that I have here, or I might fucking get myself a gray, like one of those big gray, and take one of the grays with me. I think that'd be kind of funny.
That would be great.
Well, yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that.
And if anyone wants to come with us,
yes,
as long as you're not a psycho.
Yeah, if you could not be a psycho when we meet up out there.
Yeah, don't ask us to take pictures like Jeffrey Dahmer and shit like that.
No one gets to leave until we watch Independence Day.
That's your.
Once we watch Independence Day, then you can leave. Slightly on the spectrum.
Woo!
No one gets to leave until we watch Independence Day.
Woo! If I show up with Emperor fucking contact lenses.
That would only make him happier, I think. That would not deter anything.
Woo! Oh, man. Alrighty. So, Tuesday on Election Day, I've been invited to go on the air on Nerd Report. It's Nerd Report Election Desk 2022.
Wow.
When they win, we all lose. So if you guys are watching this, also go onto the Nerd Report and get yourself on the waiting list. The Nerd Report We're going to be making fun of both parties. I think it's going to be pretty easy. Okay.
Yes, and I would be willing to join if either you or Lewis invited me to be there. I'd be willing to join, and I think that if I'm there, I think that every single time somebody on TV says something stupid, we should take a drink.
No, I think that every time
you should have to chug a bottle of Jack Daniels.
No, I don't know about it. I don't know about it.
Says something stupid.
No. Here's the thing. Every time they mention election denier, we take a shot. Okay. Every time they mention red wave or red tsunami, we take a shot. Okay.
Golly.
And for every election that is not called for
also,
that night.
Crime denier. Every single time.
Crime denier.
Every single time
is that another term too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crime
and
denier,
for every election that is not called on that night, we also have to take a shot.
Oh, God.
It's going to... my liver.
Guys.
My liver.
Yeah, we're going to be sloppy by like 30 minutes in. Every time we hear January 6th, we have to take a shot.
Or crimes out of control.
Oh, God. All the words.
Or hold it. This is the key word.
We can't
inflation.
Oh, God. No, we can't do shots. It has to just be a drink. Take a drink. God damn it. Bro, inflation, crime, election denial, January 6th, Trump. Anytime we hear those words, if we have to take a shot, we're going to be dead. We're literally going to die. That's literally... Yeah. Oh, my God.
Don't forget to vote for Harvey Dent.
Yes.
I believe in Harvey Dent. Woo!
Oh, man.
Wow. And
it's
other
about
news...
what's fair.
And other news, and I know I went on...
News?
Yeah, there actually is. I actually posted something earlier. For you folks who might not know, I post some stuff on Nuke the Fridge on a daily basis. And James Gunn today... You know what? I'm going to read this, even though I kind of posted this on our channel already. Okay? But I want your reaction to this, Cameron. Hold on, let me...
Well... I, like you guys, am a watcher of this channel just to make sure that I don't sound stupid when I'm on here. So I did already, but go ahead, do your thing.
All right, so I just want to get your guys' I want to get your reaction. So first thing I noticed, by the way, I haven't been on Twitter for years, and in the last month or two, I've kind of got back on Twitter, right? And the last few weeks, just because it's a whole lot of fun right now, right? I've been on Twitter. So like David Ayer, the dude who directed, the first Suicide Squad movie, is literally just tweeted out...
He's done other movies, but yeah, continue.
But he tweeted out a hashtag, release the Ayer cut, okay? Which I was like, oh shit, we got another Snyder cut fucking situation brewing.
Yeah,
and when he tweeted that, I'm thinking to myself, well, fuck, did James Gunn already say something to him? Do they have something in the works? Because especially James Gunn has also said in the past that he believes in David Ayer, right? So is there a cut that might be released? And here's the thing, knowing how much content HBO Max needs content, it wouldn't surprise me if, as long as it's not going to cost, I heard some crazy numbers that the Snyder cut cost like $60 million to finish, okay? That's ridiculous money, okay? Even though I would be very clear, I do enjoy the Snyder cut of Justice League. I think it's a far superior film over the Joss Whedon version.
Not a high bar, but go
on. But David Ayer did tweet, release the Ayer cut. And then today, James Gunn went on Twitter, and here, I'm going to read it to you, and I want you to give me your opinion. This is on James Gunn's Twitter page. Opened up Twitter at the end of a long creative weekend to see many tweets.
Oh my God.
To save Legends of Tomorrow and release the Ayer cut and fan support for other DC projects over the years. The majority of these requests were enthusiastic and respectful. As the new and first ever CEOs of DC Studios, Peter and I think it's important we acknowledge you, the fans, and let you know we hear your different desires for the pathways forward for DC. Although our ability to interact on Twitter has been lessened due to the workload of our new positions, we are listening and open to everything as we embark on this journey, and we will continue to do so for the next few years. But all our initial focus is on the story going forward, hammering out the new DCU and telling the biggest story ever told across multiple films, television shows, and animated projects. We invite all the DC fandoms from across the multiverse and everyone else as well into this new universe. We can't wait to reveal more. So what are your thoughts about that comment from James Gunn?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Incredible. So, duh, I guess. I think very much so. This just means James Gunn is going to do what he wants to do with it. And to quote Adam Driver from the awful sequel trilogy, let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Yeah, you know what? And that's exactly my thought. When I read that, at first I read it and I just posted it.
Give it up, guys. The Snyderverse is done. It deserves to be done. Just let it be dead.
That's exactly it. I think they're going to wrap up whatever. If there's anything hanging. By the way, I haven't seen an Arrowverse show in years. Is it over? I have no idea because I don't watch the CW. Right. I started watching a little bit of Lois and Superman, right? And I did watch both seasons. It's okay, but again, very CW, right? It is very CW. And I think that DC, the new DC, is trying to make things epic, right? And I don't think he's going to want to have multiple Superman. So Tyler Hoechlin, whatever his fucking name is, right? Again, he doesn't do a bad job. He's all right. Lois Lane, all right. The kids, again, I don't think that's the version they want. So I think whatever's left on the Arrowverse, I think is done. Okay. But the one thing that's a bit shocking to me when I read this, they're very clear to mention this as the new DCU. Right? So if they're referring to this as the new DCU, while they might have some of the actors involved because they weren't bad casting decisions, and even though Zack Snyder, because of contractual obligations, might have some producing credits where he might get paid, you know, for some of the casting decisions that he made, I think that James Gunn is being very clear that going forward, it's something new. What do you think?
I think you put it perfectly. I think that's exactly what James Gunn's going to do. I don't see any reason why he would continue the Snyderverse at all. Like, why? You know?
I think Zack Snyder's not coming back. I think that's done.
Well, I think that's obvious.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sold on James Gunn being the guy for this job. I'm completely open to being wrong, because I'm a huge fan of Guardians. They're one of my favorite Marvel movies, if not my favorite, next to like Iron Man, you know? So I'm really open to see what he comes up with, and I would, like I said, I'd love to be wrong about James Gunn. I just don't feel like I am. I kind of feel like he's not the guy for this job, but we'll see. We will definitely see. I've been wrong before. I'm wrong a lot, actually. Often am I wrong. And I hope I am wrong about this one. So that is all the thoughts I have on this James Gunn news, you know.
Yeah. I'm just kind of going through to see if there's anything else that has been breaking news wise, and I think that's basically
I finally saw Shazam.
Oh, did you? What'd you think?
Oh, Shazam.
Black Adam.
Excuse me, Black Adam. It was good. You know, it had some editing, you know, flubs, but
CGI was a little weak sometimes.
Yeah. But overall, I thought it was a great movie. I thought Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate was really sick. Really enjoyed.
Dr. Fate was good. Yeah.
I kind of felt like he was a little bit weak in the movie. I feel like he should have been able to like handle situations better. But other than that, yeah, I enjoyed the movie. The Rock is always enjoyable.
Yeah,
he was
Rock.
good in this movie.
Yeah.
The overarching story was fine. The finale fight was kind of weak in my opinion. It felt like a whole lot of like video game style fighting. Like it didn't feel like it was.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do like the fucking splitting him in half. I thought that was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was cool. I felt like the main bad guy had like no real build up. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt like a big CGI fight.
Yeah,
at the end.
I know they spent a lot of money in this movie, and at the end of the day, this is show business, so a lot of this, they have to make numbers work. I think where, here's an example: Guardians of the Galaxy. When they did that movie, they weren't afraid to bring in some decent names into the movie, right?
Yeah.
Batista or Chris Pratt or Saldana, fucking even Vin Diesel doing the voice of Groot, right?
Yeah.
Where this one here, I think they were playing it safe because I think they were keeping like the budget. They were trying to manage the budget with only basically the two only big names in this movie was Pierce Brosnan and The Rock.
Yep.
Right. There was no one else that you could say, "Oh, I know this actor from another fucking movie." Right? You really don't. Which isn't a bad thing, but I think that if they would have cast one or two other stars, it might have attracted, because the box office numbers have collapsed, right? Even though, yes, they've been the number one movie in the world for the last 3 weeks, that ends this week, right? Fucking Black Panther is gonna Wakanda Forever is gonna come in and decimate the fucking box office. Again, not a bad start. I want to see, and I'm sure the trades are going to kind of report how much money they spent in publicity. Because, dude, the Warner Brothers publicity machine on this movie...
It was big time.
It was huge. It was huge. Now, hey, real quickly...
Yeah,
so, go ahead.
Part of me feels like The Rock had a lot to do with that, too. Because, like, The Rock himself... I feel like at this point in his career, he has a lot of control over, like, the type of publicity that comes out for his movies in particular. So I don't know if Warner Brothers necessarily. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked at all if like The Rock had even paid for some of the advertising and all that stuff just to get it out there. I know he's been pushing for this movie for like 15 years.
Yeah. So. And again, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I still say, what did I give it? A 7 out of 10?
Yeah, I think you gave it a 7.
7 out of 10. I thought it was a fun movie. Did they have flaws? Sure, absolutely. I'm sure.
Yeah, well, really, the flaws only came from like editing choices.
I think some of the CGI was a little heavy-handed. Okay, in the very beginning, I thought it was very Scorpion King almost, and I even made the joke of like, "Oh shit!" It felt like Scorpion King in the beginning.
Very much so.
But speaking of things that are hot, because desert hot, Scorpion King.
This guy's
I'm reading right here, right now. This is kind of exciting.
Scorpion King 2.
No, Electric Boogaloo. No. I didn't realize this, and I might have been lost on this.
There already is a Scorpion King 2.
So there's going to be a spin-off series. We know that there's a couple spin-off series coming out of John Wick, right? There's going to be like a 3-part episode of the Continental Hotel.
Interesting.
That sounds really cool. The one that I just read right now that I'm just losing my mind because, oh my God, she is so amazing. Ana de Armas. Yeah, the babe that played Marilyn Monroe. She also was in No Time to Die. She's leading another spinoff called Ballerina, which is a series. It's going to be, from what I'm reading, it's going to be on Prime, and she's going to be the lead. And seeing what we saw in her in the James Bond movie, I think she has a potential of being a pretty badass little action heroine.
I mean, she's very athletic. You can tell from that whole action sequence from No Time to Die.
Yep.
You can tell she's very athletic, and she does her own stunts, so that's cool.
Yep.
And she's also a stupid smoke show. So.
Yep. And Cuban to boot.
Yep. That's specifically why she was in Cuba.
Yes.
No Time to Die.
Yes, they actually did good casting. Well, okay. Well, what else you got?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm tapped. I mean, you guys can already tell I've been pretty low energy this episode. You guys were lucky to get this out of me today. But I enjoyed being here. We will be back with hopefully good news pretty soon on my end. And we'll definitely be keeping you guys updated on that Area 51 trip. And we will be recording the trip. We'll have commentary and, footage of the whole drive down there. And,
yeah, there's one thing for sure that we won't be able to do when we get to Area 51. Because I know that we could, even though we don't do any live streaming on YouTube yet. We're building a number, guys, so please subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, okay? But I think we might be able to go live on Twitch, okay?
Okay.
Until we get to, there's a little road that you got to turn off to get to Area 51. It's like a 15-mile dirt road, okay? Once you get back there, there's no reception at all, okay? But I think we'll be able to do a lot of the live streaming until we get to that cutoff, and then we can come back in and we'll kind of give a quick report. But I'm thinking that beginning, like the first week or two of December, we're going to be we'll be doing this trip. If anyone else is interested in going, let us know. Just don't be a psycho.
Please.
Okay?
Please.
He likes psychos because he's single. I'm married. I don't want any psychos in my life besides my wife.
I actually just got away from a psycho recently, so that hit pretty close to home. And now I want to cry.
Yep. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. So again, thanks. We'll be uploading this now. Please leave comments. We appreciate you guys' support. We are building up the channel. We still need you guys to please like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk some more. I'm Robert.
I'm Cameron. Thanks for being here, by the way.
Yeah, we'll see you at the movies. Oh, I stole that from Roger Ebert. God damn it. Fuck it. Is he alive still?
Maybe. Who knows, really. We'll see you at the Bob Cave. Have a nice day, guys.